Hello and welcome to this IABM panel entitled Higher Resolution, Do We Need It? These events are presented in front of a small invited audience. In addition, they're recorded for video streaming and sharing with our members worldwide. There's no doubt that high resolution beyond HD was the most talked about topic at NAB this year. But away from the hype of the industry's largest trade show, we will be discussing and debating the issues that matter. We have a stellar panel here today. From the far right, we have, and in alphabetical order, we have Alan Bright, who is the Director of Operations of Presteigne Charter. Next to him is David Crawford, Professor David Crawford from Essex University. Next to me here on my right is Stan Moote. Stan Moote is the Vice President of Business Development at Harris Broadcast Communications. On my left, Richard Salmon is the Lead Research Engineer at BBC R&D. And on my far left is Peter Sykes, who is the Strategic Technology Manager at Sony Professional. So that's our panel for you. Let's get straight into some of the questions. I guess the starting point should be a quick overview of what we mean by higher resolution. So, Richard, would you like to pick that up?
So, really, the important thing, resolution, comes down to what the eye can see. And there, if we start thinking about current high-definition televisions, a television set of about 75-inch diagonal is the maximum that gives full benefit to the human eyesight. Above that, you need more resolution. So where are we going? Well, content producers are already starting to use 4K cameras, or even higher resolution than that.
Let's talk from a more practical point of view. Who do you think is actually going to take advantage of these higher resolutions? Who's going to use it first?
Well, we are frequently talking to the broadcasters and the outside broadcast companies in this country. And at the moment, 4K is doing very well with what it was designed to do, and that is to replace film. Right. And it's being used in digital cinematography. And it's been, as we know, it's successfully got a foothold now in cinemas in terms of distribution and the display equipment that we see there even. In terms of the broadcast side, it also replaces what would traditionally have been shot on film. So if we're sending a single cameraman to a remote location or a single camera drama, then it is now being considered as a format in which to acquire. But
do you agree with Alan's assessment of some of the sort of early sweet spots in terms of the application of this technology, high resolution technology?
Absolutely, and I think if we look at developments in the last 10 years or so, specifically you mentioned in cinema and cinematography. If we look at 4K in cinema, that's not a new concept. There are many theatres around the world that are equipped with 4K projection systems. And cinema audiences have been enjoying those for a long time. We're sitting probably within 2 kilometres or so of a cinema which is equipped in that way. I think live production as well, sports are very attractive to very many people. So there are definite sweet spots in terms of programming which are either being filled over a number of years or are coming on stream now, John.
Sure. And Nick, I think you had a question about standardization. You're with Pixel Power. Yeah.
Yeah, my question really is, can the standardization effort keep up with the sort of things that we've been talking about, particularly when it's overlaid with perhaps a desire to move more to an IP-based carriage of content, overlaid with rapid change in moving from HD to 4K? And some of the things you've been talking about are all, well, we could do this, it might be this colour depth, we don't really know this yet. And our industry is looking to the manufacturers to deliver technology that they can afford and use to deliver content to the consumer. How do we cope with that and the rate of change in that and the standardisation so we can actually deliver this to people?
Yeah, and I guess also if we are talking about a move to IP, we have to ask ourselves, are the traditional standard bodies the right groups to do that kind of work? I think probably Stan and Richard are the people most familiar with standards bodies. Stan, do you want to come first?
Well, we can talk about things like, you know, certainly HDMI spec is one issue, and although you're looking at it where some people will say it handles 1080p without any problem, and it'll also handle 4K, that's one of the scariest things about 4K. Think about frame rate.
The recording of this event will be available to IABM members via the website. For more information, contact info@theiabm.org or have a look on our website at www.theiabm.org. We are considering the next topic in the series, so please let us know what you'd like to see discussed and debated. But for now, thank you and goodbye.